Movie and Music Network, offering underground, pop, and esoteric cinema. Discover more at movieandmusicnetwork.com.
Do you still love Dad?
I still love your father. But that doesn't mean it was healthy for us to stay together.
What if, after we move, he's trying to find us and he can't?
Well, that won't be a problem.
Hi, I'm Zorianna, and today on Just Seen It, we have Boyhood star Ellar Coltrane on the show. The film is currently in theaters and out on VOD and iTunes on December 9th. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So, this is being hailed as the movie of the decade, but it took over a decade to shoot this. 12 years, right?
Yeah.
So, explain the process. When did you start filming? Was it a continual 12 years? Was it just every summer? How did that work?
I was 6 when I first met Richard, the director, and I was 7 when we started filming. Filming, we would film for about 3-4 days a year.
That's
really.
not a lot at all.
It really was not a lot. I mean, I think people hear 12 years, it's like, oh, they followed you, you took up your whole childhood.
Yeah.
But, it was like a short summer camp, if anything. And then, on top of that, a week or so of kind of rehearsal and workshop, and that was a large part of the process, as Richard. He's an incredibly collaborative filmmaker, and he knew very much the film he wanted to make, but also was constantly open and, inviting input and, things from our lives that he could use to kind of create the characters.
So did you know exactly what you were getting into? Or did you think you would just do it once or twice and then kind of say you're tired and don't want to do this anymore?
No, I mean, I was pretty into it as a kid. I definitely, saw myself as an actor and loved, the films of Richard that I had seen, I really loved when I was young, but I didn't know it would be like this. I didn't know it would be awesome.
That you'd be sitting here now talking to reporters and being asked questions. At any point in time, did you say, Mom, I've had enough. I just don't feel like doing this anymore? Not
really, no. I mean, it was always, it's maybe to be expected that I would get sick of it, when I hit puberty or something, but it was always fun. Richard's a really great friend and mentor, and Ethan and Patricia were great, and everyone on the set. It was just an awesome outlet to kind of express myself and learn how to act and collaborate, and I always liked it.
Now, as the film went on, we see you with different haircuts, we see you with nail polish, we see you with piercings, we see you with acne. I mean, we see you in every stage of growing up, from 6 to right here now as you're 20 years old. Were those things that you already had done to yourself, meaning you had the piercings, you had the nail polish, and that was incorporated into the shooting, or was that something that you wanted to do for the character? No,
most of that was me, especially as I got older, more of my kind of personality and style choices, were allowed to be reflected on the character. And I did ask about piercing my ears.
You did?
But
you asked permission?
I asked, I think I thought about it more than Richard did, honestly. He was kind of like, oh, well, is that, do guys your age do that? Then yeah, fine.
At what point did you realize that this was a big deal? I mean, was there a point in shooting that you were like, oh, this isn't just summer camp, this is something big? Or did you not even feel that until it was done?
I mean, I definitely started to realize it was a big deal to me, and in my life, and that it was a large part of who I was. 11, 12, I started to kind of become more invested, and just, it became more of a craft. But as far as, the world's reaction to it, it was, Sundance. It was like, I didn't know, none of us knew it would be like this. It's one thing for film people to like it, but it's almost universal, it seems. It's really awesome.
Why do you think people have this strong reaction to it?
Because, I think because it's simple and just tender, and it gives such a big place to kind of these little moments that, otherwise in a lot of movies would be overlooked. And, Richard chose to really focus on just these little things that end up kind of making up your memories. And that's why, it's hard for me to talk about my memories from the beginning of filming, because it's like the things I remember are just these little bits and pieces that would be kind of weird to, go into great detail about. But that is kind of how your memories work. And I think that has an effect on people. And also, just the kind of tenderness of the family and those relationships.
As the movie progressed and you were experiencing things in your personal life, and then parallel to that was your character experiencing things, were you always one step ahead of your character, or was your character ever doing things that you hadn't yet experienced?
Yeah, I mean, Richard, I think, was very conscientious of that. He didn't really want me to be doing something on camera for the first time. So he would kind of feel it out, and it's like if I had a girlfriend, or if, asked me, what do you do with your friends? It's like, do you drink beers, or, it's that kind of thing. So I think he made sure that I was a step ahead.
Now, you did not see any of the footage throughout the 12 years. You never saw dailies, you never saw early stuff. Was that, in retrospect, a good thing that you didn't see anything till the very end?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I think it was pretty weird to watch it, when I did, and as it was, because the end was so far off and I didn't see any of it, the idea of it being a movie and that pressure of like imagining yourself on a screen or seeing yourself on a screen was kind of abstract. I didn't have to really think about that, and I think so I was able to remain, sort of naive in that way and not, have that self-consciousness, which I think was a huge benefit. It certainly probably would have changed my approach if I had been watching the dailies and had this idea of that's what I looked like on the camera.
Well, the film comes out on DVD January 6th, so for those who haven't seen it, they can check it out too. Thank you so much for coming on our show. Yeah. Terrific film. You were fantastic. All stages of you. Congratulations. Cheers.
Thanks for having me.